now we've got an oil info thing on the car.
Press the little scrolly thing. Yeah, get rid of it.
No, it's permanently on there.
Okay, that's fine. Good afternoon and welcome to Lama Drives, December 19th, 2019. Christmas edition. We're heading to Santa for Max's first Santa.
Yeah.
So I'll do an intro in a moment. But Lama Drives, if you haven't seen them before, is our general chit-chat show, podcast, I guess you'd call it, vlogcast, where Von and I are driving somewhere, and Max now, and we just shoot the breeze about everything cycling, what's in the news, what's come up, and a bit of behind the scenes, including guys painting lines, just standing there. That takes 7 guys, 7 guys to paint.
Council workers.
Merry Christmas, guys. Yeah. I think they're on the bees already. They just couldn't count. We need how many guys? It's one line. 7. Santa's a little helpless. In today's show, we cover YouTube memberships, which are now enabled here on the GPLama channel, what it means and why you'd want to be a member, if you so choose to.
I'm a member.
Thank you, Von. Otter Australia has just been announced today.
Okay.
2020, so next year, which is only a few weeks away. So October, Otter is coming to Australia, which is pretty cool. Tour Down Under is coming up very, very quickly. The Nationals, which is the National Road Championships here in Ballarat, which is time trial criterium road races for para men and women across the board, and juniors or under 19s, under 19s, under 21s, etc., under 23s. Heaps of racing going on. We're going to cover Von's KICKR bike rides because Von's been riding the KICKR bike quite a lot because the Neo bike has been in the Lama lab. The Assioma Duo mountain bike pedal conversion, which I loved that project. It was a project that I did coming home from Amsterdam. I had 2 or 3 days at home, jet lag, but I still wanted to get that video done because I had all the parts. Love that one, so I'll talk more about that. Gravel bikes, courses, and Slane's epic 300-kilometre gravel ride. Festive 500, what we're up to this year for Festive 500. What's our strategy? Now we have a third wheel. Close to 100,000 subscribers on the channel, what I'm looking at doing for that. My 72 hours of flight time and 4 hours of non-flight time. Don't even get me started. I'll start later on. And then we wrap up the show. That's it. That's our topic. Oh, that was loud. That's our topic list.
How's he doing?
He's not sleeping.
Let me know when he's asleep.
All right. Keep an eye on Max, can we? Thanks. That's much appreciated. Okay. That's where we are. Set the stage. Von, how are we doing?
Good.
You good?
Yeah, I had to have a think about that. How am I doing? Yeah, good. Good.
You've been out on the bike this week? No,
Yeah.
you have. I saw
I did. I actually went outside. I went actually up that hill over there.
I can see the hill in front of us.
5 ways, up around the back.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful warm evening. Oh my goodness.
And they've resurfaced the Arenberg Forest, which what we call the Arenberg Forest here in Ballarat.
Well, it's not really an Arenberg forest.
It's just trees on either side of a road.
Yeah.
And it was rough. It's now been resurfaced.
I actually didn't enjoy my ride until I worked out that I'd put a route in that was uphill and into a headwind so that I could fly home. And I'm like, I hate cycling. Why do I even bother?
Heading out that way.
Oh, I'm about to sign up to a big 110-kilometre ride. No, 100-kilometre ride for Cadell Evans Gresham ride.
Yep.
And is this a good idea? And then I turn around and I fly home. Like half the time that I spent riding out coming back. So that just shows the effort.
You can't see it because the camera is facing the wrong way, but it slowly, gradually heads up around the hills here in Ballarat. Very small hills, but they're still hills. There's some steep little ones too. So my ride through Creswick, which is not part of Sheep Patrol, it's part of another loop. It's 45 minutes to 48 minutes uphill, and then it feels like it's downhill all the way from there. So you have to just pick your routes. But into a headwind, it's twice as bad. Double the fist.
But yes, been good. That was my one outdoor ride for the last fortnight or so. It was brilliant. More of that.
And that was summer days too, wasn't it? So it was nice and warm at night.
Oh yeah, it's finally changed. I had Max in little winter suits the other day and thinking white Christmas, but it's going to be hot from here on in.
We are 2 days off summer solstice, I believe. Longest day of the year for here, shortest day of the year wherever else you are. It's the official start of summer too because of the temperature lag or the season lag with everything else warming up. But the days do start getting shorter.
No.
They do, sunlight-wise.
Oh.
It takes a while though, because it crests and then comes.
At the moment, I think our sunset is 8:50
Yeah,
p.m.
it's pretty late.
Yeah.
Not as late as in Amsterdam, but not as early as in Amsterdam. At the moment, it's something like 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the afternoon. That was truly bizarre.
Wow.
But the weather has finally turned. And by turned, I mean there's bushfires everywhere. You've probably seen the news in Australia. It's quite large. And flying back from the US the other morning, we flew over Sydney and could see all the bushfires through there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's Australia. The bush burns. That's how it does. It's what it does. So, memberships on the channel.
Yes, it's a new thing.
So, it's hard to communicate what memberships are because I don't think YouTube have done a very good job of communicating what they are. YouTube traditionally has been all about subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit comment, but make sure you subscribe. And that's still the case. Subscribers bump the numbers up and it guarantees, I guess, more views or more popularity for videos. More people will see them, the videos will be more recommended. Memberships, on the other hand, think Patreon, which is a third-party website where you can support a site for what they do. Patreon is a third party to YouTube. I've always been reluctant. People have said to me, can you start a Patreon? We want to support what you do. Financially. So
Right.
like $5 a month or $2 a month or, the whole buy me a coffee. I think people use the coffee deal. If everyone could buy me a coffee in US dollars, holy shit. $6.50 US plus the extra shot the other day, plus a tip. What? So I won't use the coffee analogy. Maybe half a coffee, I guess. So
Depends which one they sign up for.
Yeah, actually, I'll go through which ones are which and what they mean. So memberships allow you to support this channel here, which has been around, consistently uploading, I'll call it quality content, informative content. Some good, some bad. That's just the way it is when you're uploading consistently. For the last 3.5 years, and I'm looking at doing it for at least the next 3.5 years. There's a lot of things coming out. 2020 is going to be huge, as I mentioned already in the introduction there. Otter's coming to Australia. I've got other trips in October already planned for next year. We have Eurobike, we have Otter in California. There's a ton going on. So if you want to support the channel, and the most important part is on the platform that I deliver it on, which is here on YouTube, you can hit that join button and choose 3 levels of support to support what I'm up to. Now, what that money goes towards is exactly what I'm doing now. Travel, access to more products. That's most importantly, access to products, because if a company won't send a media unit to me, I'll go out and buy the product. Also, the time spent testing and building these videos and the whole works, the whole kit and caboodle about making the channel operate. There's 3 levels that I have of the channel. Now, the first one, I'll talk in US dollars because I've made it Australian dollars. It's an Australian channel, or Australian located channel on YouTube. So the first one's $2. The second one, or the second tier, is $4 US, and the third one is $10 US per month. And before people say, what the hell, why have you... I've got to choose something. People don't want to support me for $5 a month. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. But if you want to throw me a $2 coin every month, bang, that's the level 1. That's Team Alpaca, not quite a llama. So Team Alpaca. With Team Alpaca, the first level, what you get is a little llama icon next to your name.
Yep.
Whenever you comment. And the icon will change colour based on how long you've been a member. So I think everyone's a green llama at the moment. Everyone's less than 2 months.
Whoa.
Been a member of the channel. So everyone has a little green llama. If you've seen Von's comments recently on the channel, there's a little llama icon next to it. DC Rainmaker is also a channel member, yes?
Yes.
And has a little llama next to his name. With that, the comments filtered at the top for me. I can see membership comments a lot quicker and a lot sooner. That helps if you want an instant response, especially if you want a long response. If you've got an essay you want me to get to, be a member. That really helps me find the comment and spend a little time getting deep into it. That's Team Alpaca. So that's the first level. And the second level, which is the $4 per month US, is Team Lama. That's the team you want to be on. That gives you...
At a minimum.
At a minimum, of course. But if you don't want, that's absolutely fine. Or if you don't want to be a member, that's again, nothing changes for the channel. You'll get a little bit extra though, being Team Lama.
Right.
Team Lama, you'll get behind the scenes videos, you'll get behind the scenes posts in community posts. So far we've had a behind the scenes at the DCRK video, just a quick walkthrough of that. And there's a 23-minute video of me first flying the DJI Mavic Mini drone the other day.
Yeah, really great scenery.
It's not something I'd put on the main channel because everyone has... I'm not a drone channel, first of all, and there was no cycling involved in it. But it was just me talking about flying the drone, and there's a double camera shot with the GoPro sitting there watching me and watching the drone, and they have the drone footage and the GoPro footage. It's really cool to see how a drone operates and the resulting footage all in the one screen. Anyway, that was a bit of behind the scenes.
Drive-through coffee.
Oh, it's not open yet though. Oh, it is.
It is.
Why isn't there a sign saying open?
It is. It's
And
on
marketing is
before
horrible.
Before it.
Ah, okay. I'm not the target audience, obviously. So a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. Anything that's power meter related or review related, trainer related, Zwift, cycling, indoors, outdoors, me blowing up tyres with tube. That's all on the main channel. That's always the same. Nothing changes there. I really didn't want to split the channel into members versus non-members and have different categories, etc. So the members will be lightweight behind the scenes stuff that are just quick posts for me, quick updates of what I'm up to, and little things like that. It's the insider. It's the Lama Insider channel. So that's Team Lama, that's the one you want to be on. Then there's Lama Pro. If people want to support, and people do, and the sign-up rate for Lama Pro has been excellent and it's really helped out. A lot of people have chosen that, which is $10 US per month. You get nothing more than being Lama Pro.
Okay.
That's all. I can change the perks at any time, but I think the mid-tier is the one you want to go for as a balance.
Lama Pro sounds great.
If you want to go Lama Pro, more than that is brilliant. It really helps things out, and again helps contribute to the channel, which has been around for 3.5 years now. 3.5, yeah.
Feels like
plus
forever.
my blogging previous to that, plus all my racing, plus I've been around a long time. I'm not going anywhere. That's a per monthly charge. YouTube take care of that. YouTube take 30% as well. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But it just helps out. It helps me continue doing what I'm doing. But yeah, it also helps people with the comments filtering up to the top, and you get a little Lama icon. Everybody wants a Lama icon. Everybody should want them. I'm bad at marketing. I should go work at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be if this doesn't all work out. Alrighty, enough about that. Memberships, you've got to be on the web, I believe, for the join button. But any further questions about that or comments, please let me know. I've been waiting for that to come for a long time. I've got to do a it's here video, standalone video on that, but it's a bit like, I don't know. I'm a bit uncomfortable.
Max check.
Max check.
Sleeping.
Oh, he's out. He's out. Good boy, Max. Supports that little guy too. Or his dad at least. That's me. Otter Australia has been announced today. I didn't see this one coming. I was over at Otter this year with Des and Ray over in Monterey, California. Very much a mountain bike event rather than road. But with mountain bike comes gravel now. With gravel comes roadies, comes everything else. And we see the move towards technology and power meters for gravel bikes.
So what is it? Is it just a test bike event?
It's what Eurobike should be, but Eurobike is too big. Eurobike is industry. Eurobike is everything from cargo bikes to e-bikes to fred bikes to commuter bikes. Eurobike is everything. A Otter is more focused around just hanging out, riding bikes. Definitely more mountain bike, for sure. Although I think they'd like to say they're not, they're everything and cover the industry as a whole. It's more mountain bike. But Ray, Des and I got some gravel bikes this year.
You didn't answer what is Otter.
It's an expo, a bike expo.
Right.
Sorry,
okay.
I was talking about the specific bikes it covers. It's an expo. It's an industry event. Yes.
Okay.
But
okay.
it's more. There's a ton of races. If you go to
Okay.
if you go to Eurobike, there's no races there. There's a couple of organised rides and some rad dudes doing backflips on BMXs. That's about it, I think. Whereas Otter, there's racing from sunrise to sunset, pretty much.
Okay.
And tons of different rides organised. Hopefully in
so
Canberra.
there's racing, there's an industry event.
Yep.
And there's test bikes.
Test bikes, test rides.
Okay.
If you represent the industry, like SRAM, obviously Shimano are there. Name every single bike company you can think of. It's pretty much there.
Okay. And so is it open? Well, it must be open to you people then. It's not just for industry.
Correct.
Right.
So anybody can come along. So that's just been announced. Just Google that one, Otter Australia, if you're in Australia. If you want to come to Australia, October 2nd to 5th, I think,
Okay.
up in Canberra, which the weather up there will be
Cool.
the cold in the mornings, could be warmish of the midday. It'll be above 0 at some point during the day.
It's just the end of the snow season
Canberra's pretty cold. But
for us in Australia.
it's all good. Speaking of not cold, Tour Down Under.
Definitely not cold.
Okay, so my one story from Tour Down Under is 3 years ago. When was Ray over? Actually, Ray's been over 2 years ago and 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I'm trying to catch up with Ray over there, and Ray's like, let's go for a ride on the beach at 5:30. Meet us at Glenelg, and we'll go up and down to Port Adelaide and back. No worries, Ray. Coming out of the city, 43 degrees Celsius. But not only was it 43 degrees, the heat off the buses as well, because you have to go through all the buses at that time of day, and I still, the heat, our jerseys were unzipped, we're dumping ourselves with water. It was filthy, filthy hot.
Yep.
Down by the beach is a little cooler, you get some sea breeze, it's nice riding along there, it's nice and flat, but oh my, I still remember this specific part of the road. Do you remember riding down there? Holy wow. So Tour Down Under's coming, it's great. Yeah, come along, bring some ice blocks.
Well, I think I've said this before, and maybe this belongs in the gravel section of the discussion, that those Apidura waterproof bags that you have on the back of your bike, that you could actually use as like an esky or an ice
There
bag.
we go.
And keep extra cool drinks and stuff.
Now you're
and
making
bring it along
sense.
with
Now
you.
you're making sense. So like have those bike bags like on the front of the bike full of ice, have just an esky at the front.
Yeah, you could either do it as like a front bag roll, or
There we
you
go.
could have it maybe a frame bag, or
Oh.
one at the back.
See, back in the day, like they would be called Hubbards or Freds, I guess, if you're from the US, that, you know, riding around with the bike bags. What was dorky is now cool. Literally, that's a great idea. Done deal. We're going to have to find some bike bags. If anybody has any ideas about which bike bags hanging off the front of bikes or frame bags, let us know.
A couple of tinnies in the front.
There we go.
Sounds good.
She'll be right.
Don't want to shake them up too much.
Not Fosters either. Nobody drinks Fosters.
No.
Nobody drinks Fosters. Tourists drink Fosters. Yeah, over in LA at Vons, the supermarket. Yeah, they have Fosters.
Hilarious.
I don't know why. It must be for the tourists who haven't come.
Because I don't drink it.
Nobody drinks Fosters. VB, I think, is the beer of choice. Nationals in Ballarat before Tour Down Under.
Be your choice.
I don't drink beer. Pepsi Max. Max shit. Oh, he's still out.
He'll be gone for the next hour.
So road championships in Ballarat kick off in the first week of January. Criterium in the main street. If you followed my video from yesterday, yes, we drove half the Criterium course in the car when I was going from bike shop to bike shop.
Oh, yeah.
Criterium in town, we have the time trial out of town. Time trial is a complete change up again for the course. Goes around the university, which is the main sponsor of the event.
Ooh,
the time trial is the most changed thing at the Ballarat Nationals every year. Back in 2013, just after we got married, I did the National TT, which went around the lake, out the Avenue of Honour and back in. Brilliant course, suited me down to a T because there was no big hills. Wasn't really a punchy power course, it was more of an aero course. Get aero, you do okay. And then they went to the hilly courses and they are brutal, absolutely brutal. And this is a hilly course, but I think the reason they changed the course this year is because it more matches the Tokyo TT course.
Oh.
So if you give the Aussies more experience in a undulating course or a looped course or something like that. I haven't even seen the Tokyo course, but that's the reason I've been told they've chosen the new course. Makes sense. If you're familiar with the course or familiar with the efforts required, you'll do a lot better on race day. So
Yeah, more opportunity to race in race conditions,
Correct.
and especially in a time trial is optimal.
event prep, nerves, getting your mind in the right spot, the whole works. We used to chase time trials for years and years, and going back to a similar time trial that you've done before or the same event, much easier round two. Knowing where everything is and
Well, I wonder if that will raise the number of entries this year, or really are we only going to have one or two entries in the Olympics?
Yeah, that's it. Maybe it's... Look, the Nationals can be entered by anybody with an elite level licence in Australia. However, cycling in Australia is in a complete shit show of a state at the moment because they tried to do a unification of road, BMX and mountain bike. I think that all fell through, which meant it was... I don't know the specifics of it. I wanted to see it happen. They had my vote to unify cycling in Australia as Cycling Oz Cycling. It didn't happen, so now what? I don't know.
I don't know.
It just seems to be a bizarre case of the state bodies had a lot of money each, and they didn't want to give that up to the national body. But it's not their money. If it's their money, and if they're worried about protecting their money, then just spend it now, maybe, or invest, look after your infrastructure now, or maybe, I don't know. It just seemed to be people were like, everyone's nesting themselves and protecting their own eggs.
But they're all doing the same job.
Yeah.
But
19
they would have
separate
to
islands.
keep still doing their same job because you can't have someone
I'm not going to
WA
I'm not going to
doing-
dive into the specifics because I'm sure someone will crack the shits with something we've said wrong. But as for me, who has been a member of Cycling Australia for many years, I'm not renewing next year because I don't know what I'm renewing to or for what. I don't race at the moment. I haven't pinned the number on for a while officially out on the road. I'm not under Cycling Australia. Under the veterans I have and can. It's a separate licence stream altogether, which is separate for this. But Cycling Australia can, I was going to say
Sort their stuff
stick
out.
it, but I don't know what I'm signing up for. And it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of other people are in the same boat. They're like, you know what? I'm just, sorry. It's a G-rated show. It's confusion.
Yeah.
What am I signing up for? I've been a financial member for years and years. Even if I haven't raced, I want to support the organisation.
Now you don't know what you're supporting.
I don't know what I'm supporting. So maybe I go to Bicycle Networks, who do bicycle advocacy, and provide a certain level of insurance. For vets, I'll be signing up for the vets. I do support the Ballarat Vet Cycling, Eureka Vet, sorry. Cycling. I've raced with them for many years. Haven't raced for a while with them, but again, I want to be a financial member to support what they're up to. Very interesting times. We'll see how that shakes out. We're already seeing some events be cancelled. The Oceania Championships have been cancelled last week by Cycling Tasmania, who voted no for Oz Cycling. Cycling Australia, the body who runs everything, I believe, wanted it to take place, wanted the unification. So Cycling Australia were after the unification. Cycling Tasmania weren't. Cycling Tasmania were running the Oceania Championships base, which is Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. Who else is in Oceania? Tonga, maybe?
Can we
Samoa?
evict Tasmania from Oceania?
Did Tasmania existed? No, just can we evict it? Well, that's the case. Would Cycling New South Wales, I think, also voted no. So do we get rid of those? Like, it's just a mess. And Cycling WA.
Yeah, but would they have boycotted an international event to make a point?
Well,
really?
they've cancelled it effectively to make a point.
Yeah,
So
well, that's what I'm saying. New South Wales, well, they're half of the state's on fire, so they probably can't host it anyway.
The Worlds are going to be in New South very soon. Is it 2022? 2023?
Yeah, we should have fires out by then.
Yeah, they should have doused it by then. Interesting time, but cycling in Australia is absolutely in a mess. But look, people are still riding their bikes. That hasn't changed my motivation to get out and ride a bike and to buy a new bike, to play with power meters and trainers and all that sort of stuff. There's still such a keen interest in cycling. It's just the administration that are just
Struggling.
shitting their pants. Like, it's got to be done. Someone's got to do it. I don't know. It's disappointing to see. Fingers crossed that gets a little better. So fun. Speaking of riding bikes, topic change. Your KICKR bike rides. You've been riding the KICKR bike.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. I've been doing the Zwift Academy Tri at the moment. So I've just completed all of the bike leg for that. And using the KICKR bike as my primary source for that, which has been great to have that separated, have my bike in the garage ready to go out for when I do outdoor rides.
Yep.
And yeah, it's been great. Really enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm not seeding you or feeding you any info about reviewing the bike or anything like that.
Oh yeah, the one thing that
Here we go.
I've struggled with is the fact that I don't run Di2, so I always stuff up the gear changes.
Okay.
Like every time.
Okay.
I've got the big ring, small ring, don't get me wrong.
Okay, but just the double click. You can press and hold too because it'll go up and down through the gears. And...
Always stuff it up.
Okay, so the solution there is to get Di2 for your road bike. That sounds like a good upgrade for me.
Or to change the gearing on the KICKR bike to be non Di2.
You can change it to be mechanical, but it's Di2. It's not true mechanical.
Yeah, well, it's not the...
Yeah, the lever doesn't sweep in.
Yeah.
All good. So you're liking the bike, and the Neo bike has been in the Lama lab.
Yeah, I haven't ridden that yet.
So that's why that has been, you've been on the KICKR bike. Awesome, there's been a few firmware updates for the KICKR bike. I covered a firmware the other day which took off power smoothing or erg mode power smoothing, which reported artificial watts. So erg mode, if you were to say set 200 watts in erg mode, it just reported 200
Yeah.
watts. That smoothing is now gone, or that is an optional now. Option you can switch off. It now reports what you're doing. So it'll jump around 5 watts, 10 watts or so, which for me is more important. I'd rather that. That's what I'm used to from back in the day.
Yeah, when I do these Zwift Academy workouts as well, I like having that graph on the bottom.
Yep.
And so when you when you see it and you can see it jumping in, you're supposed to be in the yellow zone, but you've been in a little bit in the blue,
Yeah.
a little bit in the yellow, and
Yep,
it goes
yep.
through. You can feel that. You can feel it in the legs.
So
It's
you
good
want
to be able to see it.
Correct. So you want the real data to be reported.
Yeah.
So that firmware went out the other day. Today, a firmware update came out which gave us there's a few optimizations for the bike under the hoods. You probably won't even notice them. But one was Di2 synchro. So
Okay.
on Shimano, you've got manual mode, so up, down gears, all manual. Synchro 1, if you change big ring to small ring, it'll go two deeper on the back. Does that make sense? It'll change. Whenever you change big ring, small ring on a bike, you'll always trim the back a few gears, so you're not doing a massive step in gear ratio. Synchro 1 will auto trim the back for you. So if you're going big to small, it'll go harder. If you go small to big, it'll go easier on the back by a couple. It can be configured and customized. That's the default for S1. That's super cool. I love that. I use S1 all the time. Synchro 2 allows full automatic gears, including the front chainring. So with this hand, by default, you can go all the way up, and when you get to a certain part of the cassette on the back, it'll change to the big ring, change a few back up, and then start stepping down the cassette again, and the other way around. You can go all the way up and all the way down with just one lever. The implementation on the KICKR bike is confusing. I've emailed...
It doesn't seem to match
no,
either of those.
No, it's up on one side, down on the other, which is more SRAM 1x than Synchro.
Okay.
I'm not going to cover it until I get clarification. I just wanted Synchro 1. So when you do big ring, small ring on the KICKR bike, it just smooths that ratio out because you don't want to step up the gears, vroom, or step down the gears and have that big dip and spin out and not be able to put the power down. Oh, by the way, Elite thermal bottle with
Dust cap.
the dust cap. I thought this was the biggest
Useless.
gimmicky type thing in the world because I'm a roadie and I'm usually on nice smooth tarmacs. And when Elite mentioned these, and I've seen these on the Elite stand, I love the fly bottles. Don't get me wrong, I love the Elite fly bottles. They're my fave.
Okay.
The thermal bottles, which is
I've got questions for you about it.
yeah.
Okay, I can't look at it right now because I'm driving.
Okay.
So when you've got the cap on,
Yep.
dust cap on,
Yep.
can you still have the valve open?
Good question. No, it closes
It closes
it. Hey, that's cool.
Yes and no. Yes and
No. So when you're done drinking, you don't have to push it back down. You can just close the lid.
Okay. And then it would seal it because you might be going over
Yep.
bumps and stuff too. Okay.
So the use case for this, for me, I'm like, I don't know, what really? Is this really, like, what next with bottles, you know? The gravel bike gets covered in dust. And I had non-capped bottles the other day,
oh, no.
reached down, grabbed a mouthful of dust. And you end up with a ring of dirt. And so,
I think we just found your cover shot there.
what? So that's I finally, until you actually experience something, a use case where you go, I had an aha moment the other. So
Okay.
it's not dusty in the car. This just happened to have water on it, and next to the bike that I grabbed as we jumped in the car. Awesome stuff, and that it really works.
Okay.
Just like back to the KICKR bike. Just like the KICKR bike when I was over in the DCR cave, I wanted to get 2 workouts done. One in the evening, one in the morning. I had a borrowed bike there from Cormantle, but I didn't know whether is this through axle? Is it not through axle? The 10 speed, 11 speed, 12.
Just stick it on
too
a
hard.
trainer. Yeah.
Put it on a trainer, and where's the power? The KICKR bike was just there. I put the seat up, handlebars down, and rode the KICKR bike. Done. That use case for me, of course, I've spoken about this in, here's what the bike can be and will be. But until I've experienced it, it was the aha. Right, that makes total sense. I think that happens a lot with technology. You can tell someone all about it, Varia radar. Until you've experienced it. A lot of people still I don't understand. Please tell me. I'm not going to defend the Varia radar, just go and buy one. And you'll start defending it yourself because they're damn good. But until you've had that aha moment, you don't quite get it. Well, you might not quite get it. Cool. Anyway, so there's firmware updates for the KICKR bike. You're enjoying it. It's all good.
Yeah, I will continue to enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to the updates and expansions for those. TT bars, I still have to do I'm going to rewrap the bar tape, put better bar tape on there. Maybe even some better bars, because they're really like skinny little bars.
Well, if you want to stick some clip-ons, I wouldn't say no, because like I did a 25-minute interval the other day for the Tri Academy, and I was like, I could really go
You just wanted to...
clip-ons.
You just wanted to rest. Yeah. Oh, you used to time trial quite a bit, so you're used to like sitting down and being in the zone for that. Cool.
Yeah, but it was nice to bend the back out too in a different position.
Yep.
Which is good.
Cool. Assioma Duo mountain bike pedals. As mentioned earlier in the show, they're going really well.
Yeah.
They work. They just work. Because again, nothing changes in regards to the mechanics and or the interface. It's just the pedal spindle that we've changed. The bearings are still identical. Where everything sits is identical. The way it measures power is just the same. Durability is fine. I crashed. They still work. I got a bit of that scar there was so much better when it had blood just like pissing down my leg. And when I got in the shower and brushed it out, I'm like, oh, it's not even...
lost one layer of skin, that's it.
It's not even Band-Aid worthy. I was pretty disappointed.
Just don't get it sunburn, it'll hurt like hell.
Oof. But I've come down on my front tyre got caught in a rut, and it was on it was like grass up the side here.
Oh, you
so I couldn't see the rut. The front tyre just wouldn't turn. I'm just going, slam. Everything's fine. The bike's fine. I just landed on myself. And the pedal down to the ground, fine, not a problem. So that's all good. But speaking of gravel bikes, courses, and everything in general, Vaughn, you were gravel biking before it was cool. Was that a Rafa thing? Were they ahead of the curve?
What's your catch up, will you? I mean, really.
Hey, I got gravel bottles. Look how dry it is out here at the moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing for the last few years. Also, some of the pilgrimages that I've been doing with Rafa in the past. So yes, like you found, having a specific bike is fantastic for it. Having specific bottles is fantastic for it. Now you've got specific shoes, which was always my concern. I never wanted to unclip while we were riding.
Because you're in road shoes?
Yes, on my road bike.
Yep.
And just changed up my tyres to be something a little bit grippier. But I didn't have disc brakes, so that was the other like nasty thing too. So you didn't want to brake, you didn't want to unclip, you just want to keep on going.
So you're kicking everyone's ass with it. Slow down.
Yeah. So yeah. So now there's some great courses. Like I'd love to do some more exploring around near our home. Hopefully we can adjust the saddle height on that gravel bike.
Oof.
But what we've seen with Slane is that he's also taken his Open Upper, which is a dream bike. I did borrow that one.
We've covered the Open Upper.
Yeah, I did borrow that one, and that is a beautiful bike to ride. The way that he's got it set up is optimal, like seriously.
So he had Di2 road levers on the front, that wasn't the GRX rear derailleur. It might have been the
with
GRX
the extra
rear derailleur. So with the clutch on it. So the mountain bike rear derailleur, one bay on the front.
Yes.
What else did he have? He had SPD pedals. Power, he's running the Shimano Durace right, I think, which is a bit unfortunate. Those playing the long game know what I'm talking about.
I don't think he had any power on it, in all honesty.
No.
Yeah. But recently there's been a change up. So yeah, so that's cool.
But you know how much Open Uppers are?
Yeah, I know.
Rides of Japan has, I'm pretty sure it's ice on it.
I saw someone had one up for sale in Adelaide, and I was like, oh, that looks awesome.
For sale or stolen? I love you, Adelaide. We'll be over there soon.
We'll be there soon.
We'll have our car packed like this one just here.
Yes, we'll have to take some bikes over with us to Adelaide. And also we'll have to get more of a report from Slane about how his rides have been going, because he's been slowly stepping up the kilometres per day.
300 Ks, over 6,000 metres of climbing. I think he set the course record for the Jam to Jamison.
Yeah.
Under 15 hours, it was 14 hours something, or 13 hours. He just smashed it. Nobody had done it under 16. I think it was the last one I caught up with him last. So we'll have to catch up with Slane. Slane will be coming up for the Nationals. Hopefully we'll see him around Christmas time too. What else? Hopefully he slows down a bit soon too, because he's just gone and done the Nationals, Masters Nationals.
He'll probably do the Elite Nationals then.
Jeez, actually he probably will.
Yeah.
Slane, slow down. If we can slow him down enough to get him on the channel again, we'll have a chat. No, he's always good. He lives and breathes the cycling. And he was out at Sugarloaf Reservoir today.
Oh,
Nice
that
day
would
for
be
that.
lovely
Early
to get
morning.
out. Oh. Well, Melbourne's cooler than Ballarat today, so we're actually heading to a cooler place.
Usually it's a little warmer because Ballarat is at elevation. I just popped my ears just then
Yeah, mine
as
just
we're
went
going
too.
down. Good stuff. So, look, gravel is coming to Zwift as well. That's triggered a few people, which is great for marketing, clickbait, etc. I haven't covered the gravel bikes just yet. I've purchased the Grail in-game because I have a Grail outdoors. I've got a Grail indoors virtually. It's kind of funny. It's back in the same crowd that remember when Zwift first came along, it's not real cycling. The Strava came along, it's not real racing. And then everyone's like, yeah, man, people riding bikes. It's the same deal. A few people have triggered on that it's... look, for me, my take on this, and not because I'm a Zwift fanboy, because I am. We've been riding time trial bikes indoors virtually for ages. I've been riding the freaking Buffalo bike, which is a shopping bike with a disc wheel and an 808 on the front. That's not the bike that I'm on. It doesn't trigger anyone. Everyone laughs. I've got long hair in Zwift. Hilarious. I wear like a little, like, stupid, because we can. So if I can have a gravel bike on Zwift and I can ride gravel events, cool. Awesome. I think the roadies' worst enemy for roadies are roadies.
As in, they just
self
cause their own controversy.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I think there's going to be... I'm getting older and just like a little bit more chilled, I think. That it's just... If it gets people on bikes, if it gets people talking about bikes, tinkering with bikes, awesome. And back to the mountain bike pedal hack. I've said in my video that, it's not for everyone. It's not for the hardcore. It's not if you're going to be smashing pedals. But hey, here's a use case. If you want to get tinkering and if you want power on this, it's going to be a cool solution. And I think that was received very well. Same with gravel bikes on Zwift, to make a really weird junction there. If people want to ride that and ride trails, and no doubt they're going to be putting trails throughout Zwift because it's already built for that. Cool. What's the it's just an option, and it's not. You don't have to do it. You don't have to ride a gravel bike if you don't want to. If you want to ride your bike that's in game, absolutely you can ride your bike.
So you know how they got run routes on Zwift?
Yes.
Will we be able to ride the gravel bikes on those run routes?
Only if we can mow down the runners. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love runners. Like in the whole fitness world. See what I mean about roadies being
Yeah.
Sorry. Anything fitness-wise, I'm for it. If there was like mini golf, if there was Wii golf off to the side of Zwift, I'd happily jump off the bike and grab my Wii remote and have a bit of a game of golf with,
Nah,
somebody
just be your
riding
mobile
past.
phone. You just have to
Oh, there we go. It's got an accelerometer. Like, do you want the steering course or do you want to go play mini golf? Yeah, give me mini golf, thanks.
It'll be like a pinball game where you have tilt.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, the 3D world is there. I mean, we joke, but the world is built. So that's why running was easy to do. The world's there. Rowing will be easy to do. The world's there. Gravel bike's easy to do. It's just all there. Just change the animations and away you go. If it means people in the real world spend more time doing something they love, you cannot ever make fun of that because that's more of a reflection on you being an asshole.
Yeah, sure.
Which pretty much sums up the internet as a whole. If you're this far into the video, you know exactly what I'm saying. There's a lot of really, really good stuff that comes off the internet, and I make a living out of it, and it's what I do daily. The idea of the Assioma pedals came from the internet.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's a lot of good out there, but I think people just need to chill. If someone's having fun, like if a kid's playing with a ball, you don't walk up to them and yell at them that it's a ball and kick it away from them. Like,
you're not using the orange ball. You should be using an orange ball.
Exactly. Grab the orange ball. Festive 500. Fast approaching. Still no virtual Festive 500. What the hell are you doing, Rafa? Get with the times, get with the Strava, get with the where the people are indoors because it's freaking cold.
It's cold. But I think that's part of the adventure.
Screw the adventure. It's too hot out here as well.
Yeah.
Like, my adventure can be indoors. It's still, you've got to put your ass in the saddle and go that far. Make it a Festive 1000 indoor. Well, a straight line car.
Yeah.
Straight line. It's like colouring in between the lines. So Festive 500 is coming up. What's that average of 63.5 k's a day, I think? Is it about, 45 miles a day, 50 miles a day?
It's going to be tough
to get it done. I should employ the same strategy as a few years ago, which is much easier to say than to do. day one, do a 200k day, and just like go, okay, I've banked the Ks, and then you just cruise it home. Yeah, exactly. That's harder to do than. I remember it was one day in Ballarat we went and did the Lal time trial course from the Nationals in 2009. So they keep changing the TT course. I did Lal, we did the lake, that was 100 Ks. I said goodbye to you. I rode out the road and did one of the loops that the NRS women did one time, where they got that bunch finish coming into Burrumbete. And then I came back through Miner's Rest, and I was completely shagged. Straight into Miner's Rest corner store. You know, one of those rides where you grab a can of Coke and you touch it and it's gone. Boom, boom, done. Boom, straight down, perfect. Oh, how good is full-blooded Coke?
I think it's the only time of year I drink it.
That's it, yeah. Mine's always diet stuff from them, which is still not good for you. But yeah, full-blooded Coke, full sugar. That was straight down. Strategy this year, Von? Festive 500. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I can ramble all day.
We're going to have to come up with something good. Where
I would advise not doing it on gravel because it's a little slower.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. So optimal Ks have to be a road bike. Optimal time of day will be evening or early morning.
Yeah. We're going to have to tag team.
I think that you're going to have to take the mornings and I'll have to take the evenings.
Okay, we can do that.
Because based on Mac's feed, something like that.
He's good. He's okay. He's just making little faces at the moment. He's fine.
And then maybe we can employ a babysitter and go for a ride one day together.
There we go.
Yeah, that can be our treat day.
Yep. I just scraped in last year. Wasn't having the best time on the bike. It was more of a chore than a challenge, I think, to get it done.
Even with your new bike?
Yeah, with the new bike. Not a lot of changes have been made. I've got new wheels, little wider wheels. I put the Hunt wheels on the other day. They've been going well. I'm going to have to change out those 36 bars. I've got the project and the rewiring kit to do it.
All right.
I think just put the bars out because the gravel bike has 44 bars.
We essentially have 7 days to do that.
Shit.
Yeah. You've been talking about it for more than 12 months
I love
now.
having these ideas. If I'm going to do this someday in the future, I'm going to do X, Y, or I'm going to do, yeah, sure. And then something else comes along which is better.
And then Von comes in with the reality check and schedules it in. You better do that within 5 days.
I won't say challenge accepted because I'm tired. Did I mention I'm jet lagged? Actually, it's been all right. So we'll get to that. So Festive 500, we'll give it a shot. We'll see how you go. If you're going to do it, good luck. Have a strategy, have a plan.
Yeah.
Go buy yourself a new bike and do it. Why not? Keeps you active, keeps it interesting. Go Di2 with disc brakes. It's always a bit of fun. And get that Buffalo bike with the disc wheel. Why not? 100,000 subscribers. We are very close to 100,000 subscribers, which means the channel grows up into a real man. It's currently a little boy. At the moment, it's funny, the level that I'm at on YouTube, people will say it's a successful channel, and I believe it is a successful channel. However, YouTube, for them to recognise you, you've got to be 100,000 subs.
Okay.
To be officially recognised and get a channel partner, channel member, what would you call it? Somebody at YouTube who can manage, you can actually call.
Okay, yeah.
Channel manager or a partner manager or something like that.
You don't really need one of those now that you've got memberships.
Correct, but if YouTube want to take me down again, or a policy change happens, or they demonetize everything, I think that'd be nice for someone to call.
Okay.
So that's coming up very soon. I'm looking at doing giveaways for that. Works in the background for what that's going to be, but stay tuned for that.
So how many are you roundabouts now?
97,650.
Woo! 97,650.
I think.
Right. So it would be around January sometime.
TDU.
Okay.
But it depends on the
100,000 party in Adelaide.
I'm still it's been a consistent growth. It's been really, really good. But that could change at any point. It could be a deflection for whatever.
Okay.
If the algorithm is happy, then remember my viral video for ceramic speed? That went nuts. 10,000 subs in a week, I think it was. Thump.
Yeah.
That's kind of handy. We saw there's a YouTube channel called Flight Path. who covered the Mavic Mini drone. He had exactly the same. He just hits him just like...
Sorry, the reason I'm giggling is like, what kind of combo could you come up with the Tour Down Under? Is it Sagan riding a unicorn or some shit like that? You're just like...
imagine Sagan's laugh riding a unicorn. I got him, Barry.
It's like, maybe we could organise it. Say, Sagan, could you...
for 100,000 subs, can you just at least ride this freaking unicorn and giggle like Peter Sagan?
Or maybe that's what you could do. You could pretend to be Peter Sagan and ride a unicorn.
I could be the unicorn. No, that's getting really weird. That's getting weird. Bushfire.
Oh, yeah.
Or a plane crash at the airport, one or the other. The reason why Von says that is because one of my videos at TDU 2 years ago was just Sagan riding past. That video went crazy. It was don't touch the merchandise because someone went nuts trying to grab his glasses and she was a total fangirl.
Yeah.
It got a bit weird, but that video did really, really well.
Actually, my best 9 Instagram this year was the one photo with Peter Sagan.
That's right. You even got a photo with him this year too when he was at the Wahoo booth. Look, I'm really keen to get over to the Tour Down Under. It's such a great week. It's just, I think we look forward to it all year, that when we get there, no matter what it's like, whether it's raining or whether it's stormy, whether it's hot, we don't care. It's good coffee, we've got nothing much to do, there's no stress, it's just rides.
It is a cycling holiday.
We complain about the hills, then we ride home and love them, then we complain about the heat. Then it's sad
I'll just
to go
be happy
home.
if I get to ride my bike.
Yeah, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Speaking of travel, I tallied up my long haul flights. If you're from Australia, you need to like long haul flights, or you're kind of stuck in Australia for a long time. 72 hours I'd done in the last 3 weeks, and an additional 4 of those was flight practice. If you follow my Instagram, maybe it was on Twitter, definitely, and watch that unfold there. Last Wednesday I was flying out to the US, over to Long Beach, and I was on United. I've always fly United, that's where my points are. Premium economy, which is not quite that premium. You get like this much extra leg room, which is kind of nice. We checked in, we put our checked in, put my bags on, through immigration, through security, through checks, through everything, waited around, got on the plane, sat down, doors closed. Nothing. Plane didn't back out. 1 hour went past. They got on the phone, on the PA system in the plane, saying, "Oh, sorry, we've got to turn the entertainment system off. We have to reboot something." Rah rah. 2 hours go past. No aircon, no entertainment system. They're giving out drinks and food, and still on the tarmac. Long story short, 3.5 hours comes around. The pilot starts walking the aisle of the plane. You know, when the pilot from an international flight is walking the aisle of the plane, talking to people, shit's not good.
At least it's not flying itself.
It's on a Tesla anyway. And then about 10 minutes later, after the pilot was walking the aisle, which was nice. This is not a people issue. This was a mechanical issue that somebody, I'm sure, is responsible for. They cancelled the service. Now, cancelling an international service comes at a great cost to the airlines, apparently. I've always wondered what happens when they cancel an international flight. So everyone was just sharing stories, and it was
hopefully they cancel it before you're on the flight, though.
Yeah, fuck, that would have been nicer. Everyone's sharing stories because everyone was shafted. Everyone had connecting flights. Everyone had places to be. I think business class got a bit nasty. In standard, like premium economy and normal economy, we're just mostly standard humans who can give or take a day. No shit happens. Everyone was pretty cool about it, so it wasn't a bad experience. So then we had to disembark. They had to shut the airport security down because we weren't scheduled, and they fast-tracked us through immigration to get out, so we didn't have to fill in the forms because we hadn't gone anywhere, but effectively we had left the country and hadn't gone anywhere. Our bags jumped out on the carousel, and then we were pretty much put back out. We were actually put back out on the street. We're back into Australia, so we did everything for an international flight except takeoff. It was flight practice. They rebooked me 2 days later, which was useless because my meetings were for the 2 days that I was meant to be over there. I jumped on Twitter, didn't light them up too hard, but I was given assistance from United to put me on a Qantas flight. So the next morning on Qantas, in the middle of all this, they were handing out hotel vouchers for everyone to stay the night in Melbourne. If you weren't from Melbourne, here's your costs covered. They then ran out of hotel rooms and told us at the end of the line to just go and book anything and just charge it back to United. I walked across the Plankway Gateway. I walked the plank. Skybridge, that's it. Across to the Hyatt, and they already had an agreement with the Hyatt. If you walked up and said you were from United, you showed them your boarding pass. No payment required. You had a room for the night. You had a meal allowance, and done. That was pretty nice. But God, you know when you're like, I wonder what happens. I wonder what happens. Like when this takes place, you never want to be part of it, but you want to know what happens. Yeah, okay, I experienced it. They did their best. They did their best. It was pretty funny. I was messaging Von halfway through most of it. Then my phone went flat because I was on the phone for so long trying to sort everything out. But we got there in the end. It was a good trip. Good trip to the US. Over to see Zwift. Lots and lots of new faces at Zwift. Lots happening there. Yeah, lots of good things coming up. We're recording a Zwiftcast Friday. We're recording a Zwift. So like the Zwiftcast is all planned out. Should be good.
Christmas edition?
Well, tomorrow, effectively. Oh, the Friday will be, just tomorrow, will be a Christmas edition, sure.
Yeah.
I feel festive. It's a podcast. We can't really wear a Christmas hat.
Oh, traffic stopped ahead.
Oh, no. Anyway, that's about it for now, I think. Oh, yeah, mate, good one. Go up the inside. That's going to help you.
Silly drivers.
Person who shouldn't be. Fantastic. That's the notes done. Max, you've been a brilliant guest. He's still asleep.
Good.
Vaughn, anything else? That's about it. This has been a long one. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Coming up on the channel, again, at any time I have about 50 videos on the go. Ideas, concepts, tests.
Equipment coming in, going out.
We're heading to FedEx right now before we go into town. There's the equipment going out. Equipment coming in, there's power meters, there is a couple of trainers floating around. Stay tuned. Become a member. Might tease more on there.
Yes, find out more when you're a member.
There we go. You're not missing out on much, but if you want to be a member, you'll get the inside line of what I can share on there. Cool. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching this one again. Apologies for rambling and ranting, but hopefully you've got a bit of insight on what's going on. Caught up with Von.
Yeah.
Caught up with Max.
He's big.
He's huge. 7.7 kilos now.
Something like that.
He is a monster. And
Big turkey.
He's a big turkey. And our first Christmas is coming up, which we're really, really looking forward to. So, again, thanks for the support throughout the year, this year, last year, and into next year as well. Let's do it. Let's ride.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, thanks for watching. I think Max shat himself. I can smell something.